What is the basic understanding of Shri Krishna, the god of love and playfulness, about women and Gopikas, with whom he apparently seems to have and misunderstood as promiscuous relationship? However, there was no evidence whatsoever to prove that there was a sexual relationship between the woman adored and Shri Krishna himself. What was the basic approach of Shri Krishna towards women? I'm sure it's not promiscuous or lascivious. How to understand the Krishna's love for women? Krishna's love for women, particularly the Gopikas, Radha, is one of the most misunderstood aspects of his life. His approach to women was neither promiscuous nor lascivious, but deeply spiritual, symbolic, and rooted in bhakti, the divine love. To understand this, we need to look beyond a literal interpretation and appreciate the philosophical, metaphysical, and devotional dimensions of Krishna's interactions. Krishna's love as divine love, Prema Bhakti. Krishna's relationship with the Gopikas represent the highest form of devotion, Bhakti. The Gopikas, who left everything for him, symbolize the soul's yearning for divine union. In the Bhagavata Purana, Krishna's Rasa Lila with the Gopikas is not about physical intimacy, but about the soul's complete surrender to the God Almighty. The dance signifies the eternal bond between the divine and the devotee, where Shri Krishna multiplies himself so that each devotee feels his exclusive presence. Krishna as the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul. In Vedantic thought, Krishna represents the Paramatma, the Supreme Consciousness, and the Gopikas represent Jivatma, the individual soul who has taken human form. Their love is symbolic of the deep longing of the individual soul for the divine union. This is why Krishna's interactions with them are celebrated in devotional traditions rather than criticized as worldly romance. Krishna's respect and protection of women is well known. Krishna's approach toward women was always one of respect, honor, and protection. You recollect how Draupadi's respect was safeguarded by the divine intervention, how he safeguarded Rukmini's bhakti and protected her and married her symbolically. Similarly, with other wives, the absence of physicality in Krishna's love is seen throughout his life. Nowhere in the scriptures is there a mention of Krishna engaging in physical relationships with Gopikas. In fact, Krishna left Vrindavan while still young and never returned, further disproving any idea of physical promiscuity and physical intimacy with any of the devoted women. His love was selfless, beyond bodily desires, and meant to elevate souls toward higher spiritual consciousness through undeviated bhakti towards him. Radha Krishna, the eternal union. Radha represents Shakti, the divine energy manifested in the human form, and Krishna represents Shaktiman, the divine source. Their love is the ultimate symbol of oneness, where Radha's devotion is so pure that she merges into Krishna's spirituality. The love of Radha Krishna is often compared to the soul's eternal longing for divine realization. Krishna as a symbol of playfulness, Lila. He is the Lila creator. Krishna's playfulness means Lila is not to be mistaken for trivial romantic escapades. His pastimes, whether stealing butter, playing the flute, or dancing with the Gopikas, symbolize divine joy, that is Ananda, showing that spirituality need not always be austere but can be full of bliss playfulness and joy and love. So what do we come to the end of this discourse? We conclude that the Krishna's love is not a physical attraction between the two bodies. It is a path to liberation. Krishna's love for women was not about desire but about devotion. It was an invitation to surrender to the divinity, a path leading from attachment to the world to the attachment to the divinity, the spiritual supreme being. His interactions with the Gopikas are not about physicality but about spiritual transcendence. Krishna's approach toward women was that of the highest respect, seeing them as embodiments of devotion, honoring their faith and guiding them towards divine love. Jai Shri Krishna.